Well, now Jordan's gone. Hello, everybody.
No problem.
And welcome to Drunkards and Dragons, a show where we roll some dice and have some drinks and try to die either of those things. Before we start, a couple announcements. We are relocating, so maybe a little bit before our next stream. Hopefully not more than a month, but just want to say thank you for all your views and hanging out with us. If you're new to the series, well, welcome. If you've been following us every week we stream, thank you, and we will be back, hopefully. If you are new, all the links to our social media is down below. So Facebook, if I'm ever going to do anything, it's all posted there. Twitter is down there. YouTube, it shows the entire, everything that's happened from start to finish down there. Last week was our 50th episode, so it's a big milestone. Well, let's wait for Ithlin. I guess in the meantime, do not forget that you can subscribe to us for free if you have Amazon Prime. It's an extra cost. All you gotta do is link your account to Twitch, and then if you have Amazon Prime, it's free, so you can just subscribe to us every month. It does not refresh manually, though, or automatically. You have to do it manually every month, unfortunately. Don't tell Ethan what happened to his character while he was gone. So, when last we left off, you guys had helped Zalana, with the monster that had killed her father. As you guys went further down to this area she led you to, you found out that she and her father had crossed into the very top surface of the Underdark. Hundreds of miles below ground. After a few hours of walking, begin to approach upon the Underdark, understanding the danger that she was in suddenly, that this was not just an ordinary beast. You guys did fight it, though, and Alexia, using one of the arrows that was promised to them, fired it and saw firsthand the magical force that it emitted as it tore completely through the creature and disintegrated half of its body. Now knowing that these arrows are the real deal. Afterwards, you guys decided to head to Aria, and being the region you were in, you did not try to get a crew at all, so you decided to use your own vessels you had found in the first Dragon Horde and try and navigate it there. The first couple of checks were successful, and you guys are a couple days out at this point on the open water. When you're looking around, Vanden has disappeared from sight, and all around you is just water. You are officially out in the middle of the ocean. So what would you guys like to do?
I'm hanging out up in the crow's nest, I guess. That's what I'm doing.
Yes, I believe you were manning the sails. Varys was down below messing with the cannons, and Lexi was trying to guide you guys.
No, Varys was supposed to be doing the sails, and then he just dipped out. Iflin's been at the crow's nest the whole time.
Oh.
I'm the navigator.
Yeah, I've been at the helm. And then me and Varys tried figuring out the sails because we didn't have enough open.
The ship itself, magical in nature, it does lend itself to help with that, but it's still a vessel that is meant to be manned by at least 16 other people. You can get away with 8, though. So you guys are definitely outmanned at this point.
Less than a skeleton crew.
Yes.
I guess just from looking at the surrounding waters and the skies, trying to predict if we have like good weather coming or if there's something that we need to like brace for, as I'm, manning the helm.
I don't remember. Do we know where we're going?
Yes. You guys are using Alexia's memory of her one time she was in Aria to get there.
Oh. We'll see how far that gets us.
It's gonna get us all the way there, okay?
I do recall you made your checks, so you do know generally which way you're going. But you guys have no guide per se, so you were going in the general direction, hoping you see land at some point.
Yep.
Sounds terrifying.
So you know it's about a week's journey, and you guys are 3 days in.
Okay.
Oh, we're just gonna have some food and water.
Okay. Being away from Vanden, the chill is now gone. As it was originally the end of summer. But Varangian itself has been afflicted by the ice that has started to encase it. And you saw as you were heading this way that it's beginning spreading. Being a few days away, though, the chill is gone. It's kind of normal weather at this point. It's a nice breezy day.
Cool.
I emerge from below.
Varys emerges from below, covered in black powder and
Soot and all sorts of things.
Oh, hello, Withlin.
Oh. You are looking quite worse for wear.
Yes, well, I seem to be the only one around here that seems interested in figuring out how things work and making sure there's no holes.
Did you make a hole in the ship?
Nope,
Certainly hope not.
Oh no.
I didn't make a hole. I was just checking for holes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I will go over to the edge of the ship and I peer over, whale spotting.
okay. Make a perception check.
Ooh. Whales. Oh yeah. Well, that is a 15.
You peer out on the gentle, non-moving waves, and you are sure there are no whales.
I'm saddened. I've heard of these creatures before, but I have never seen them in the sea before. Of course, they appear on land every once in a while.
Well, wherever they are, they can stay there. You just kind of see him shudder a little bit. Oh.
How are you feeling, Iflin? Are you green in the face and just hurling yet?
No, I do not get seasick. I don't like the water. I do want to feel safe. I'm just kind of like sitting down on the ground with kind of like leaning against one of like the big masts, just kind of trying to feel solid.
Have you tied yourself to the mast yet?
No. If we hit bad weather, I might do that.
Yeah, so did I see any, like, questionable clouds up ahead?
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Oh, 10.
10. Looks like clear skies to you.
Nice.
Well, Captain, are we there yet?
No. We're only about 3 days into a 7-day journey. We won't be there for quite some time yet.
Okay.
How's everyone's provisions, by the way?
I have no idea.
With the decanter, you guys have plenty of water.
Mm-hmm.
But food, on the other hand, how much food does everyone have before they decide to leave?
Well,
I always have like 2
I had
weeks.
9 rations, so 3 days
You
in.
always have 2 weeks.
Yeah. When I get food, I always get enough for like 2 weeks.
Okay, so you bought food.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I bought like a week of food. Yeah.
How much food do you have written down?
I had 9, and then I subtracted 3 for the 3 days that
Okay,
we've been at sea.
perfect. And this is assuming you eat once a day instead of 3 times a day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're rations and I am rationing.
Oh.
Okay. So it's about mid-afternoon. What would you guys like to do? Do you carry onward, or...?
Yeah. While I'm doing my stuff with the sails and whatnot, I smoke,
Okay.
Oh no.
as it is now the appropriate time.
Okay, so where's everyone's position in terms of navigation? You were at the helm,
Mm-hmm.
crow's nest,
Mm-hmm.
and...
Just doing stuff on deck.
Okay. So, once again, you guys are not proficient in sailing whatsoever. However, with Ithlin and the crow's nest trying to help keep an eye out on the horizon, essentially, in the direction you were going, make a survival check. Just a normal one.
25.
Okay. And then for you, manning the sails and things like that, make a general dexterity check and then strength check, and do this with disadvantage, because you have never done this before.
General dexterity,
Yeah.
15
Okay.
and 13. No, wait. 15 for strength.
Okay. They give you a bit of trouble. They're heavy canvas, and as you try and pull the ropes and try and tie them around, they give you a lot of trouble in terms of just like kind of pulling you around, and you have to put more ump into it and kind of dig your feet into the ground. And generally, though, you are fast enough to keep up with this, and you don't let any of them go loose flying anywhere or anything like that. So you are able to keep up just fine. Do you guys travel for an entire day? Or do you keep sailing through the night, just kind of brief pace, or...
Yeah, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah. True.
Just want to make sure... Okay.
So the quicker we get there, the better.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Alright. The 4th day, nothing happens.
Very good.
On the 5th day, however.
Oh.
On the 5th day, actually,
Oh.
as you guys come up from below deck, or wherever you may have been resting, was anyone sleeping on the deck, actually? Or does any,
I'm gonna pretty much like stay next to the home, so if anything like happens,
okay.
I can quickly like just.
That depends. Do we
Try
have like
controlling
hammocks
things.
downstairs?
Yeah, the ship itself, it accommodates a 16-person crew,
I definitely sleep
and
below
it
deck
is
then.
magical. Like I said, it's fits everything in there inside of a little box. Or like,
Hmm. Yeah, if there's a place for like the crew to sleep, that's where I would be sleeping.
okay,
I stay above deck.
okay. So actually, around the time the sun is just barely coming up, there's kind of a red glow across the sea. Water begins just splattering you in the face.
Oh no.
And you kind of like open your eyes, and there's a storm happening.
Whoop.
Oh no!
Okay. I try to find the eye of the storm and navigate into it.
There's no tornadoes or anything like that.
No. What?
The eye of the storm.
Yeah. That's where stuff isn't supposed to happen. Shh. I said what I said.
I said what I said.
No, you do you.
So I'm asleep.
Yes.
So
So what do you do with this information?
I navigate my way through it.
single-handedly.
Okay.
What a boss.
Make a survival check with disadvantage.
Ooh, 13.
13.
Hmm.
The storm does not let up, and as you carry forward into it, any trace of sun that was coming up is gone. You're just in pitch blackness with lightning just around. Enough to wake
good.
you guys up below, actually.
Oh, good.
Listen, quiet down. I'm trying to sleep.
And
What's-
another
Oh, it's happening.
Is that
kinda
like a thunder?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just kind of sit straight up, like, oh no. And I kind of like, are there like windows or anything like below? We probably have to like go
Yeah.
above deck.
Little
to,
portholes, yeah.
Okay. I like go over to one and kind of like look out.
It is pitch black, and you see water just splattering against the side.
So I turn around and I go above.
The storm is just raging. You start walking up the steps, and as you do, you kick water everywhere as it's starting to kind of fill up the top of the ship a little bit with how much water is coming down. You look around, you can't see anything, just more just crackling lightning.
I kind of walk over to Alexia and like, do you know where we're going? Kind of like,
No, probably not. Not anymore. No.
what are we going to do?
It's a good question, Iflin. Gonna try surviving this. Pull in the sails before they get wrecked.
It sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
I'm
If you can
gonna.
see them. Figure out how to maneuver.
I begrudgingly make my way up the stairs, just like rubbing my eyes, like, what's going on?
Cold, wet water just whips you in the face immediately, and you hear more just. The only amount of vision you guys have out on the horizon is whenever lightning flashes, you can see the ocean a little bit, and then it goes back to being this dark, stormy thing.
Do I see Varys? Like, considering how dark it is?
Yeah, you guys have dark vision still,
I
so.
mean, sure. Okay. Varys, go help Iflin bring in the sails.
Aye, aye, Captain. I walk over to the sails.
Okay. If both of you work on one together, then whoever makes the strength check can have advantage.
And
And there'll be no
going
dexterity check
to-
required.
All right. With advantage, you say?
Yeah.
Just gonna put this like.
Or no, sorry, it's a straight roll, but it would be advantage. You get disadvantage normally. So you get a straight roll.
I'm gonna put a.
So just one dice. Normally you'd be at disadvantage.
Oh, I
yes.
see. Yeah.
Put a ball of neon blue light on the mast. Is that what it's called? The
Yes.
Okay. Just
Okay.
Um, 17?
Okay.
Yes.
The rope is slick with moisture at this point, but Varys ties a little bit to himself and stays himself enough for you to pull more of the rope and slowly get it up there where it tightens itself and the sails are no longer down. And then the next one. Can I make another one? See when you help him with that one as well.
yeah.
15.
Okay. The rope actually comes out of your hand a couple times, but Varys is there holding on to more of it, and so when it slips out of your hand, you kind of like brace yourself. The ship's been rocking back and forth at this point, and you grab more of it and you quickly get the sail up.
All right.
Were there 2 or 3?
2.
Oh, just 2.
I don't know what ships normally have, but there's 2.
I think it depends on the size of the ship, probably. I don't know. We don't know what we're doing. We don't know how many sails we have.
2 sounds fine.
There's just the one you guys haven't touched yet.
No wonder we were going so slow.
Just like haven't looked, but there's just like a little like string that you can pull at the back of the ship and just causes these propeller blades to start going.
Yeah. Magic oars on the side of the boat. Start like going around.
So what do you guys like to do?
What else should we do?
You said there's like water on the deck of the ship.
Yeah. It's not deep by any means. It's just it's enough to like create splashes every time you walk down. You kind of kick water when you're walking.
Mm-hmm.
Annoying. Well, I suppose you better get back to your job as the navigator.
Oh. I start climbing up the crow's nest.
Yeah, as you start climbing, I like touch you and give you spider climb again, but I don't tell you.
I'm still just like carefully climbing up it.
Are you guys wearing your armor by chance?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'm not, because I was asleep. So.
Same.
Okay.
I'm walking around shirtless.
Oh.
Yeah, you never bought a shirt, right?
I did, but I'm not wearing it.
Oh, you're just not wearing it.
So who has metal objects on them?
Oh no.
I do have my scimitar. Just one of them, though. The other one is tucked away in an extra dimensional space. Some
Okay.
magicalness.
I have my scale mail on, so
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I can get shocked, aren't I?
Maybe.
It's very possible.
But I'm running around just with my pants
Shield!
on. No shirt. Shoeless.
Okay. You just look like a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Not smoking because the weather keeps putting out my damn pipe.
It does. So it's a rough morning for you guys, and after a few hours, we'll say it takes a few hours just to get the ship underway, kind of, and able to get to the point where it's not rocking back and forth. With the sails going up, you're kind of at the mercy of where the water rocks you at this point.
Mm-hmm.
As this goes on, the storm does not let up. And in fact, as you get further and further forward, it seems like the storm's getting worse.
About how long has this gone on for?
After a few hours, like I said, it's still going.
Yeah.
So
it's been like half a day or less.
yeah, sure. The sun was just then starting to come up, so it's about morning at this point.
Okay.
Officially morning. Let's see. I'd say if you guys want, you can make an Arcana check.
Supposed to be good at those. $20.
20? Non-natural or natural?
Non-natural.
Okay. As you kind of stay up there in the crow's nest, holding on to like whatever's up there to hold on to, you look around, you begin to realize that the lightning that's flashing is like a blue color. Like a very deep azure blue.
Yeah.
And you've been in thunderstorms before. This is not natural. This is not by any means a force of nature.
Okay. So that's basically like all I can gather from it.
Yeah.
Just it's strange.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to try and figure something else out? It depends what you want to do.
Yeah, I don't know what I would.
What do you want to do? Like, what do you want to try and divulge for information or anything?
Well, if it's a magical storm, like it has to be coming from somewhere. But I mean, if we're a few days out, so we're out in the middle of nowhere. So it's also weird that there's a magical storm out in the middle of nowhere. Like that seems at least weird to me. I don't know, like with an Arcana check, can I try and figure out like the source of where it's coming from? I mean, I don't know.
It would be difficult for you to figure out where it's just simply coming from with an Arcana check. It'd be more of trying to figure out anything to your knowledge that can create something like this.
Yeah.
So you can do a intelligence check if you like.
Do you share the information that it's not natural? What's happening?
Yeah, I'll come down and I'll... Where's Varys at?
Well, this was the second one you guys were working on, so probably over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I walk over to Varys.
A soaked, very wet Varys.
Still trying to light his pipe.
Still
Yeah, I'm just like sitting there like this, just
struggling in vain.
It's to the point every time you try and light the flint at all, it's just completely wet.
I hate this storm.
Like, as you say that, I kind of like walk over and I say like, I don't think this storm is natural.
What?
I said, I think this storm is magical in nature.
Technically, that's not what you said. You're just rephrasing yourself.
Yeah, probably.
Did you actually hear what he said?
Oh, I'm still like a little ringing in my ears from the cannons. I'm pretty sure he said that this storm is a force of nature.
What do you think we should do?
I don't know. Wait it out.
It's natural little pet.
Do you want to make an intelligence check?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see if that does anything for me. No, not one. Yeah.
To your knowledge, nothing comes to mind that can generate a storm. You're quite sure it's not normal, but there's nothing coming to mind at all. No item you've ever heard of or any kind of spell or incantation that can just generate a storm. Perhaps it's just the constant water in your face, or every time you come to a solid conclusion, you hear a in the background. It kind of startles you.
Sounds accurate.
Can I do my own checks to see, like, figure out what's happening?
Do you suspect it's not? You can if you want.
Because, like, at this point, I don't know if it's natural or not.
You can all do Arcana checks. That's what I said.
Okay.
So
17.
17. Pretty sure it's not normal.
I have a feeling it's the dragon.
Could
Which
be.
is also known as the Azure Flash. So considering it's blue lightning and it's magical.
Hey,
Hey,
Captain.
She's just yelling into the wind.
Varys!
Ithlin wanted to know how long we were going to just sit here. His words, not mine.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the storm is caused by the dragon we're hunting.
I think Ithlin said it was a force of nature.
It's definitely not a force of nature.
And I walk over. Ferris is pretty sure the storm is regular.
You both sound like idiots right now. The storm is magical, and I think it's caused by the dragon.
That's what I said.
Alright, so what do we do?
I'm just kind of looking at Ferris.
When did you get here? He was talking into my bad ear.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do if we're stuck in a magic storm.
Could I do a perception check to find out which, like, if there's, like, an origin of where the magical...
You look out and you just see... Like I said, the only light that you see is whenever the lightning flashes. There are no tornadoes by anything like that. It's not a typhoon or anything like that. It is heavily raining, and lightning is just everywhere.
Any magical way to find out which direction to go?
Well, currently, with the mast down, you have no wind control.
Right.
And as the ship is just rocking back and forth, with nobody at the helm trying to control it, it's just kind of going in whatever direction. I'm just saying, it's going in whatever direction it wants to at that point. If you want to try and control the direction, then...
I feel like that's what I've been doing this whole time.
Well, you didn't say so.
We're in a storm, man. You don't let go of the helm.
Well, you didn't say so. So I need you to make a strength check then.
Oh, no. With just my modifier?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Okay. That is a 10.
A 10. You try very hard to hold it in place and keep it one direction, and eventually it's just too much for you, and it actually slips out of your hands with all the moisture, and the wheel just starts spinning around and round and round.
That's nice. What would the potion of stone giant strength do?
That would raise your strength.
If I drink it right now. How long would it last?
An hour, I'm pretty sure. Did you write down what it does?
Nope. We didn't get that far.
We did.
Okay. Well, I wrote down that it was the potion stone giant strength.
Well, you'd have to drink it and find out.
Just
Because I see the wheel just like spinning, I just kind of like look at Itla and I'm just like...
I mean, we could both, like, grab hold of it.
And I like do a flex on my arms, just like...
I've been skipping my trainings.
Oh god, I'm getting old. If you're the only one who, like, actually works out.
I work in.
Yeah, I do all the working out. I'm still not muscular. Well, I try and stop the wheel from spinning out of control.
Okay.
I'll do the same.
Okay. The two of you together then just make individual checks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 22.
22? And
Yes.
Like a third of that.
Okay.
A for effort.
You get to the point where you're putting all of your might into holding it in place, and then you actually slip due to all the moisture, and you start to panic. You're like, oh no, the wheel's gonna move, and you see Ethelyn just standing there holding it very, very still.
Yeah.
I see you've got it now. You're holding it the way that it's trying to go. And, well, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I definitely stopped it for you so that you could hold it in its current position.
It raises your strength to 23 for 1 hour.
I will just go back to doing what I was doing before, which is nothing.
Okay. And I'm holding the wheel now, I guess.
Okay.
That's what my life is about.
Alright.
Actually, instead of doing nothing, I'm going to start going, like, over to here and, like, looking around and making sure we're not going to hit any rocks or anything.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Just, ooh, back and forth. Ooh, 30?
Nice.
Weather-wise, not clear, but you're pretty sure there's no foreseeable rocks. You're not near, you're out in the middle of the ocean. There's no foreseeable land masses or anything jutting out of the sea. And you eagle-eye through that storm, and you're quite sure there's nothing nearby.
Any sea life?
No. Actually, the storm seems to be affecting the sea life. You don't see anything at all.
Man, and I thought they said the ocean was full of fish.
Alexia, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
boy. Oh boy.
11.
That's a lot of something.
So you'll take 28 points of damage.
Oof.
As lightning down on top of you, and immediately the air smells like sizzled flesh. As it goes, arcs directly at Alexia's armor.
Oh boy. How close to me is she?
She is right next to you, but it
Okay,
does
so
not
this is extremely startling.
Yeah, it doesn't arc to you because you have no conductors on, but it just right in front of you.
Still terrifying.
Failing your Constitution saving throw, you are knocked unconscious.
Oh jeez. Oh god. How far away is Varys?
Across the ship.
Did he notice this at all?
I don't know, did you?
I mean, I can yell at you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Well, my pass
You
was
were saying
23 and I
next
just
to him
rolled a
and he didn't hear
30.
you, so-
I know.
Just. Whoa!
You see smoke rising off of the ship.
They must be cooking something. Smells good.
Oh,
I just yell for Varys.
cannibal.
Yes, what is it? Why is she just laying on the ground?
She was struck by lightning.
Really?
Yes.
I begin nudging you with my foot.
It's rude.
She does not wake up.
Are you going to do something?
Well, I bend down and check her pulse.
Make a medicine check.
17?
17. You can feel a pulse. It's actually rocketing, like racing back and forth, but she definitely has one.
She's definitely excited about something. She's still alive. Seems fine to me.
Well, what do we do now?
Do you have a hat on by any chance?
Me?
Yeah, you.
She has the musketeer.
Yeah, where's your fancy
Yeah.
hat?
Got my
I take her hat off of her head and I
Oh.
take the helm and I put the hat on.
Now you really are a pirate.
Well, now it seems that I am the captain of this ship.
Make a Constitution saving throw, Varys.
Ithlin, I would like you to take that one back down to the... back below the ship and put her in a hammock. She's going to sleep off the night.
It's probably not a bad idea considering
Uh.
she is still wearing her armor.
Or at least take the armor off of me so I
6?
don't get jolted again.
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean, for now, you're unconscious, so it doesn't really matter what you're wearing. So I'm going to take
As
you.
Varys
below
confidently
deck.
bellows out his orders and stands there triumphantly, lightning crashes down on him as well,
Oh, God.
and arcs to Alexia.
Oh, no!
So you'll take 25 points of damage, and you take 12 points of damage. And failing your Constitution save, you're also unconscious.
Oh, no! What the fuck? Oh, jeez. Can I, like, drag them both under, like, below deck?
You can.
I
Okay.
thought Varys wasn't wearing any conductors.
She has his scimitar on.
Right.
Yeesh.
It's that hat. It's unlucky.
Clearly.
Throw the hat overboard.
No, that's my trophy.
It's the cause of all of this.
It's like in Pirates of the Caribbean where they like throw the girl's dress overboard. It's cursed.
Yep.
This
That's
is-
exactly what's happening.
This is Ethel's worst nightmare.
Yeah, this is. It's pretty horrible. Well, I'm going to attempt to get them,
Okay.
you know.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Yeah. And at this point, I also want to be, like, below deck, because I don't want to get hit by lightning either.
It's going to take a couple of rounds for everyone to get below deck, so
Yeah.
go ahead and make a strength check first.
Okay.
Who are you trying to move first?
I mean, Alexia, you've been hit twice, so
Okay.
Ferris can wait. 21.
21.
Nice.
You're able to pick her up easily and move her downstairs.
Okay, very good.
It's around this time, a few rounds pass, and you wake up, slung over Ithlin's shoulder, and you kind of just like jolt awake. Pardon the expression.
Ooh.
Too soon, man. Where like I wake up on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actively carrying you. Like,
Not anymore.
there we go.
At this point, you guys are below deck, so you wake up below deck.
Hmm.
And like I said, you jolt awake and begin kind of flailing on top of him. Against your will, mind you. You try and move your body at all. You don't seem to have control over it right now. It's kind of just like pulsing.
Oh, that's awkward. Do you drop me?
Well, I put you down thinking that you're, like, awake. So I guess you just flop on the ground.
Okay, so she kind of flops on the ground, still spazzing and twitching.
Oh no. I don't know what's going on, so I don't have, like, any medicine at all.
So at this point, you also wake up on deck, looking up at the sky. Your body is just kind of convulsing.
Man the cannons!
It's your dying wish.
Revolution has set.
Shoot the storm!
Well, it's being loud at us. We need to be loud back. Assert dominance.
At this point, this wheel is also just...
Yep. Well, I'm gonna get her, like, into a bed or a hammock or whatever it is that we have so she can't, like, hurt herself by just flailing around.
Just flop out of it.
I mean, that'll probably happen,
It's only a
but
couple
I can
rounds
only
of
do
you
so
doing
much.
this until you kind of like, you can make a fist again, you can start controlling yourself.
Okay, so you're off in a bed somewhere.
I'm gonna call this episode Lightning Strikes twice, I think.
Oh. Okay, so I'm headed back up now, back to Varys.
You see Varys like almost
Smoldering.
in a drunken manner trying to like stand to his feet.
Well, I go over and try and help him up.
Ah. Thank you, sir. What is your name?
Oh no. And I just kind of begin kind of picking you up, kind of trying to help you along. Like, can you walk, like, at all? Are you, like, totally, like, limp? Am I carrying you?
You have control over your motor functions at this point.
Okay.
You're a little twitchy, but
I'm not totally limp.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm just kind of, like, helping you walk, like, down below deck.
below deck is here. BT times.
Yeah, this way.
Sleeping in the cannon room.
Not in the cannon room.
Yeah, that's just
Start like looking over myself. What the hell happened to my shirt and my shoes?
You didn't have a shirt.
Well, you weren't wearing a shirt to start with.
Oh. Well, that's good then.
That's just the kind of captain you are.
How's the hat?
Take the hat off. I don't know why I had this thing on. I like, kind of like toss it towards her, trying to like under her head.
make an attack roll.
Ooh, attack roll?
Aw.
See if you can hit her.
Do I have the ability to like
This be dexterity based?
catch it or
Yeah,
like block it from?
But
me
not
or
proficient. You're not proficient at throwing.
Natural one?
You give it like a flick of the wrist, and it goes a couple inches in front of you and flops on the ground.
Goes out a window.
Perfect.
That would be really
Oh
funny.
no! It just goes out. Just gets sucked out of the water.
And no more hat.
Oh, I'd be angry.
That thing's cursed you now. I don't remember why exactly, but it is. What happened to you?
What?
What happened to you?
What?
She was hit by lightning. Twice, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Are you guys talking about me?
Yes. Talking about me and you.
There's a strange ringing in my ears. My whole body
I don't
feels
think she's all right.
tingly.
A little bit of drool begins forming in the corner of her mouth.
You're making this worse.
I go and I lay in a hammock.
Okay, apparently we're not doing anything about it.
Are there any like scorch marks on my armor?
Probably, yeah.
It was black before, but now it's definitely black. Your hair is standing straight up as well. Same with Varys'.
Yeah, but I'm wearing the wig.
The wig is
Is it
scorched, like...
It's like toasted, like it's burnt. Like I
Yeah.
gotta take it off now.
Yeah.
Alright, I throw the wig off. I don't even remember what I look like under the wig.
Is there anything I could kind of
I don't know why I
like
still have the wig on.
use to keep the wheel from just kind of like spinning violently in
Oh.
either direction?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I
It's
mean,
up to you.
keep something like jam something in there to keep it from just breaking itself.
What do you have?
Cannonballs. Do we have any cannonballs left?
I'd say, what do you want to try? That's really up to you. I'll tell you what to do if you come up with something, but how do you want to do it?
Well, what does the wheel look like? Can I like put something like through it, or
It's just got the prongs on the outside for grips, and it spins.
I mean, I could probably like tie it up. I mean, it's a boat. We have to have rope somewhere.
Yeah, I'm
Our
sure you guys
adventuring
have rope
gear.
on your person as well.
Yeah. Is there rope in like the basic adventure stuff?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go try and tie up the wheel then. Keep it
Okay.
from spinning around.
Tie it to the mast.
That seems like a. Well, I mean, it's on like on a post of some kind
Yeah.
that it's like
Oh,
stuck
that's
to.
true.
So try and like tie it so it
yeah,
can't
okay.
spin anymore.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
So, what direction would you like to try and keep heading, though, as the ship itself is kind of moving, rocking back and forth, and almost spinning a little bit in directions?
Well, how would I know if I had it going straight, like when we're in a storm like this? Would I know what way I'm steering it? I don't know if I could tell.
At a certain point, you'd be able to feel the boat kind of even out. It is rocking the rock back and forth either way.
Okay.
But you'd be able to feel it move a lot less. And that's opposed to kind of moving in every direction to just be back and forth.
Okay.
But you've never been to Aria, so you are not quite sure which direction is which.
I'm just gonna try and keep it straight and
Okay.
not necessarily in any other direction. Just kind of,
Okay.
you know. Yep. So I'm gonna try that.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a general dexterity check.
Okay. 9.
9.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your knot comes loose immediately. As soon as you tie it, you do the bunny ears thing, and you tie it, and it just kind of like falls apart. The wind blows it off the ship.
We lost the rope?
Also, one side of the rope, yes.
Oh no.
So sad. Well, I go back on deck. That didn't work.
If you have more rope, you can try again.
Well, what's the matter with you?
I feel we should do something about the wheel. I fear it will break itself in the storm, spinning violently back and forth. I attempted to tie it to the post that it sits on, but I don't know, in this storm it was to no avail. Are you better with a bit of rope?
Well, I don't know. I could try. I begin looking around for rope.
Move your rope in your belongings.
I know, but I want to use the ship rope.
The ship does not provide things like that. It just provides
Flip
a
the
place
ship
for-
off in every direction and go.
Alright,
After getting my rope.
okay. Still have your scimitar on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I?
Alright. Go ahead and make a general dexterity check.
But I have him come with me to keep it, to hold the wheel so that it's not spinning when I'm trying to do it, so
Yeah.
that I'm like going to try and tie it, and it's just like
Yeah, I mean, that makes
hitting my hand.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
Go ahead and make it with advantage then.
Alright, you hold it there. As I try and figure out. This should work. Just general dexterity, 20.
20?
Yeah.
Yeah, you secure a very tight knot. I will say, since you are doing this as well, go ahead and make a survival check.
Don't fail me again. Oh,
There we go.
Fail me again.
29.
29. You've never been to Aria, but you're fairly confident you know what direction it's in. Just in general, thinking about what direction you guys were heading previously, you decide to, as Ithlin holds it, trying to even out the wheel and then keep it tied down. You do a very secure knot. It wiggles back and forth a little bit, but it's somewhat going straight. And then the ship
Very
itself
good.
just rocks back and forth. As this happens, though, more bolts of lightning just around you guys.
No, that's not me.
I follow him
Okay.
because I'm not having any of that.
Are all your ocean fears coming true?
I mean, this is pretty terrible so far.
I take this over fighting a kraken or something.
Yeah, I do too. This is still not great.
I begin playing
It's funny you should mention that, because Lightning Kraken.
Ah, Sky Kraken!
Sky
Oh
Kraken,
god.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, it throws 8 bolts at once.
Nope.
I begin playing that weird instrument that Ithlin got me for
Forgotten what it's called.
the thing.
It was Japanese guitar.
Oh, well, we saw one recently.
Yeah, like not the regular
Yeah,
guitar,
'cause-
the flat ones.
Andrew put on Kung Fu Hustle, and people were sitting there playing a
Yeah.
giant one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's what it is. That's
Yeah.
small.
Yep.
Yeah. Make a performance check.
I will dub it the sitar because you sit down playing it.
It's an entirely different instrument, but okay.
And culture.
I am rewriting history here. Oh Jesus!
Apparently not.
That is a 15.
15. It's still good.
Considering.
He's lying.
It's still good, but it's where, at this point, you've been playing it back and forth, and you've noticed your mistakes more than anyone else noticing them. And it sounds okay, but you guys at this point actually hear it mess up a couple times as well.
What? My fingers are like not working as well as they usually do. Sometimes they do the thing I want them to do, and then other times it starts going up and trying to bend all the way backwards. Because that's what electricity does.
Hmm.
Do you feel tinglies in your finger too?
And my toes.
I attempt to sit up in my hammock and take my armor off. As due to the scorch marks, I assume it's the reason I'm feeling weird.
It's kind of like when you have, like, when you touch a blanket fresh out of the dryer. As you're touching, you just...
Fatal attraction.
Yeah. But you do take it off. Is that the only metal you had on you? Was your armor?
I mean, I have my bow, but I think that's wood.
The Leviathan's metal as well.
No, not that one. That's in my bag. The white wood.
Yeah.
I haven't attuned to the other one yet.
Hmm.
And I'm not sure I want to right now. I guess I could attune to it and then like put it in my bag but not unattune to it. So that anytime I pull it out, there's not much else to do right now. 'Cause
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll swap those and try attuning to Leviathan.
Okay.
But I am not going up deck.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's fine. After all, I am the captain.
Who made you the captain?
Huh?
I pick up my hat. Put it back on.
Okay. So at this point, what was your guys' plan? Are you just hoping to ride out the storm and hope it takes you where you want to go, or?
More so to ride it out.
Okay.
I fear the closer we get to Arya, the more treacherous this storm is going to be.
That is entirely possible.
I'm cool with just writing it out. I already did all I could do. I'm not gonna go sit over there and get hit by lightning again, even though I'm not entirely sure what that was that happened to me. I just know that I'm tingly now and parts of me are seared.
Okay.
Yep. Well, I sit down and just kind of relax. I don't know what else
Okay.
we can really do at this point anyway.
I will wait like an hour in a tune, and then I'll leave my bow and go up to see what's happening.
Okay.
Check the status.
Nothing has changed. As soon as you poke your head up, you hear around you.
I will quickly go to like the front of the ship to see. I'd like to see if we're on, like, still on the right way to get to Arya,
Make a survival
and
check
hopefully
with
we just kind
disadvantage.
of float over. Oh,
Okay.
oh,
Wow.
Worse.
that works.
Do you want the Jameson?
Sure. I don't know anything.
Yep.
I can't get over my PTSD right now. I'm sitting down,
So-
shaking.
You were unconscious
Able to do
for
anything.
quite some time. You're not sure how long you were unconscious for.
Literally having flashbacks.
Yeah.
There we go.
You also are not quite sure if the boat's changed directions. Last thing you remember, it was kind of rocking back and forth, but you're not sure. And of course, there are no landmarks currently to kind of determine whether or not you're going in the correct direction. Nor do you guys have a compass, so.
That's probably true.
Should have gotten a compass. Wheel.
So, you are not sure at all. You actually start to panic as you're pretty sure that you've completely
Gotten us lost.
in the middle of nowhere at this point.
He's the new captain.
Yes, this is true.
I'm just wearing the captain's hat.
Whoever's wearing the hat is the captain. That's
Nope.
how it works.
Dang it. Alright, I'm the captain. Alright, I go back down below deck. I just kind of sit next to my armor and my bow and contemplate what to do.
Okay.
And I'd probably just do that for a while. I'm like, nothing's coming.
Okay.
No, yeah, I don't have anything that would help.
What's the matter? You look troubled.
Well, I fear that waiting the storm out isn't an option. I'm not sure if we're on track to still arrive at Arya. Given this, we may be out at sea longer than anticipated, and who knows how long we'll be stuck in the storm.
Oh, it's fine. I made sure we were going the right way.
Just not sure what to do from here. How to get us safely to Arya. fairly certain the storm is caused by the dragon. No idea how to stop it.
Probably by slaying it,
We don't even know where it is.
perhaps. Somewhere.
Oh my god, we've never actually done a check to look for the dragon, have we?
No.
You guys did checks for several of them, actually.
Okay. I know I did the one to try and find the origin of where the magic was coming from.
I also tried that. That didn't work.
You guys discovered 2 landmarks and legends that kind of fit what you thought the poems that you guys read were kind of hinting at. What you should have written down. If you do not, we'll do another check.
Okay, let's see. My notes are all scribbly.
Hello.
Okay. So number 2 was something along the lines of powerful wings you must seek to reach aspiring heights beyond mortal reach.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I have written down.
I have a cloak with flying abilities.
Fly off into the storm.
Woo!
Sounds like a horrible idea. But you do whatever
How else
you
to
want.
slay the dragon in the sky. Powerful wings you must seek to reach aspiring heights.
Well, you have fun with
I
that.
mean, it sounds like he's up in the sky. Like above
What
the
a
clouds.
dick.
We would have to somehow injure him enough where he would fall, and we could actually just like all attack him. Get him to land on the boat, and then we attack him.
Maybe we secretly have Dork and Goa's ship from
Rogue Galaxy.
Rogue Galaxy. Yeah, they can fly. I love that game.
Me too. Top 5 RPGs for sure.
I'd say so.
That's it, though. I have a cloak that can help me fly for an hour. I have, like, this especially because it's lightning, the dragon has to be above the clouds. Because then it looks like a lightning storm.
Are you
but
really
it's
gonna
just his magic.
fly off the ship off into a storm?
You got any other suggestions, Ethan?
I'm just saying this is your choice. I don't know what's going on.
How else are we going to reach aspiring heights beyond mortal reach?
I have no idea.
I mean, if I could see him, engage the distance, I could potentially shoot him with an arrow, but I have no idea where he is.
Why'd you take your armor off?
Probably because I got hit by lightning and it was the conductor. You see these scorch marks? That's where the lightning hit.
What is a conductor?
Any metal on your body will attract the lightning and it hurts you. It's like that scimitar. Probably what got you electrocuted in the first place.
Just like playing with my button, but it's just like not a metal button. Like scimitar down. Well, I'm gonna go make sure we don't run into a rock. Thanks for the tip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start looking around.
Further examining yourself, you now see that there's like these kind of like spiderweb markings going up your torso from where your scimitar was, and it's searing hot, and it definitely hurts when you touch it. And it's definitely gonna scar like that.
Oh.
Stupid lightning.
If if you get a chance to examine yourself later, yours is kind of full body, just
Oh god.
not like full body, but there's parts of it that have begun to make that same pattern,
Oh,
and
that's a
it's
sexy
kind of
scar.
bit on you a little bit on your thighs, and some on your arm, and some across your chest.
Well, I go back on
One
deck
your
and
neck,
start
kinda
looking
creeping up
around.
towards your face, but like not quite there.
Nice.
So you head up to the deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking for rocks and sea life again.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh, would I be able to do
Sea
a
life.
perception check to see if I could see a shadow of a dragon when the lightning flashes?
You can try.
I do. I go above deck. Boop.
Okay.
22.
22. You are very confident there are no rocks. But the storm seems to have definitely upset any aquatic life, as you see nothing.
I feel like I was cheated.
It's also very hard to see in general, because the only movement on the water is the water droplets hitting it rapidly. So there's constant ripples in the black water. The other thing is, you guys have no idea what time it is right now. It is just pitch black, and the water itself was kind of a bluish green color. It's now just pitch black when you look into it. So gauging the bottom is very difficult. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh, 21.
21. You scan the horizon and you look up into the sky, and lightning flashes several times. You kind of squint a little bit because of PTSD, but you see no shadows.
What are you doing?
Trying to see if I can find the shadow of the dragon. Have an idea of where he might be.
Dragon.
Dragon.
I definitely
There it is.
did the thing.
Awkward. All right.
Wow.
So what did we miss?
Absolutely.
Someone comment when it was quiet, and we'll try and catch you up. This is awkward.
I give him my scimitar.
Okay. They don't touch it. They actually just throw it on the ground, and there's like, don't you fool? Don't you know electricity is attracted to metal objects? Remove your armor quickly.
Oh. Good point.
I'm not wearing armor. I just appear to
I know.
be not wearing anything.
I mean, that's a fair point, and I've already seen both of them be hit by lightning, so I'm not gonna argue with them.
Okay. So at this point, you get to the top of the cliff, and you kind of throw the box over the top of it, and you're like,
Not rough.
definitely rough on the shoulders and the arms.
I put the cube in my bag of holding.
Okay. Some of them walk over to you at this point, also hold up their clubs, and you're like, hey, who are you?
They walk up to me.
Yeah.
I'm Alexia, the champion of Andon, friend of the king of Arya. Who are you?
I'm one of the soldiers who work here. It is my job to keep the kingdom safe. So-called champion, you would know that. From what I understand, Vandon is not very safe these days.
Hence why we're here, seeking aid.
Very well, I give you opportunity to present your case.
To you or to the king?
To me.
Oh.
And if it is worthy, I will take it to the king himself. Now hurry, I want out of this weather.
Don't we all?
Sounds good to me.
What have you heard of Vandon's state?
Hey, hold on to this, and I grab my scimitar and stuff it in the bag.
Ooh, boy. First, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Refusing to take off your armor.
Oh,
Okay.
Ooh, wow.
nice.
Okay.
I mean, it's an 11.
Alright. Go ahead and make a constitution saving throw.
20.
So you take 30 points of electric damage.
Oh boy.
Wow.
As it whoosh down around you guys. Several people jump backwards and the soldiers go, ah! But you not pass out this time.
I just pretend that like nothing happened. So you said something about getting out of this weather?
Do you have metal attracted to you? They run up and they start kind of like frisking you.
Metal attracted to me?
Metal on you.
I don't know the properties of the armor. Do they feel it when they touch
feel
my
it,
skin?
yeah.
Yeah, just I don't know. The skin gets kind of rough being shirtless in the weather, I guess.
You fool! You're wearing. Remove it quickly! And they kind of pull you into one of the buildings.
Anyway, so yeah, I give you my scimitar after getting hit by lightning again.
Jeez.
Oh, is there a restroom around here? I fear that I may have lost control of my bowels at some point.
Ugh. They quickly pull you guys into one of the nearby buildings.
I look for a restroom of sorts.
It looks to be an emptied out tavern. They kind of have to struggle to close the door, and they have to. People are trying to poke their face, and they're like, "This is official Royal Guard business," and they close the door. So you've got three of the other soldiers there, and the man talking to you, kind of medium-length blonde hair, goatee. Sits down at one of the tables and goes, "Now explain yourselves. Why are you here? How did you get here?"
we got here on a ship.
Yes, I don't see your vessel anywhere.
Because it's a magical cube that can fold in and out of shipness.
Is that what you'd like me to write on your official statement?
Sure.
How big is the inn that we're in right now?
It looks to be standard in.
I mean, you could turn it into a rowboat and show them. It would fit in here.
Would you like us to show you? Alright, I pulled the cube out.
They point their clubs at you. Oh, easy there.
Do
Her
you
little
want
billy
proof
clubs.
or not?
Make a persuasion check.
Meanwhile, I just open the first like broom closet I can find and just go in there and start taking off my armor.
16.
16. You go, alright, slowly.
I put it on the ground. I say, this cube can turn into a rowboat and a ship. Since we're limited on space, I will only show you the rowboat ability.
Okay.
I say rowboat. I mean, now that I've said rowboat multiple times, I probably already turned into a rowboat.
I mean, it can sense intent, so.
Rowboat.
Okay. And it unfolds before them and they kind of like step back and like, whoa! Where did you obtain such a device? Our engineers would love to see this.
I say fold cube.
Oh.
And pick it up. Put it back in my bag. We retrieved this item from a dragon's hoard. Yes. I said dragon.
Apparently you were full surprised of slaying mythical creatures and arriving on a little rowboat.
Oh. They're not mythical. They are real. And there's a dragon here in Aria causing this storm. Just as a dragon has been causing the freeze and snow of Varenzen.
Yes, we've heard the legend, and Dragnir bestowed his fang upon a noble family. Yes, we all know the story of Arya's.
Upon a noble family.
Yes, supposedly Dragnir had a family that was loyal to them, so he bestowed a fang upon them. Yes, we've heard the story.
Would you mind regaling us the story?
Yes, as I step out from the broom closet,
Smells like
holding my armor. Well, it's just.
Were you wearing your brown pants today?
It's just my cover. I mean, they're like kind of like this weird tan color now that I've been out in the sun for so long.
Your swashbuckler pants.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I'm wearing my shirt and shoes.
Okay.
Not really shoes, but boots.
Yes, well, the noble family of Dragnir exists today, making claims to serving dragons. It's none of my business who you worship.
In what ways are they supposed to be serving these dragons?
This is what the legend says. Long ago, the first founders of Arya, one of them sided with the dragon, and for their loyalty, were bestowed upon one of the dragon's fangs.
What does the thing do?
Supposedly is crafted into a mighty weapon.
A spear, perhaps? Fuck. Where's the Dragnir estate?
It's the toll building down the street.
Any members of the family left here?
Oh, yes, the lord of the manor, and I believe his daughter, his son absconded long ago.
His sister's down here. Well, my companions and I are on a quest to defeat the dragons and return the various areas of the world back to normal. I assume this storm is not normal for Arya.
Yes, it is some few months before the rainy season.
Just as a snowstorm and complete freezing of Verendran is not normal, there's a heat wave in Banyang that is not normal. The causes of these environmental disasters.
Global warming.
Don't listen. Dragons. Try to be all dramatic about it. Dragons.
Make a persuasion check.
8. They don't bother.
You get kind of like a raised eyebrow from him, and he looks to his men. They're kind of stifling laughter.
Is there a bartender or something? Just like
No,
in
the
this
building's
tavern?
completely empty.
It's just
Yeah.
You know, when you said we were going someplace and you brought us to this tavern, I thought that we were going to be able to procure some food and drink. Is that possible, perchance?
We had to evacuate the town and take them to a shelter. Those you see out there are people who refuse to obey.
I see.
Since we had to... It's unfortunately hard to keep a stern grip on the people when I'm stripped of my armor and my sword, but...
Difficult indeed.
We lost several men to the lightning as soon as it started. Out of nowhere, it just erupted.
Well, if you would decide to only believe the very true and real information I'm giving you, we could help.
Don't listen to her. She's been on the water for too long.
hit
Have
hers.
I
Shut up.
I dodge. Have you been able to come up with any theories on what could be the cause of this strange weather phenomenon?
We have no idea.
And when did this start exactly?
I'd say a few weeks ago at this point, just out of nowhere. The sky split open and lightning began flashing and rain poured out. A clear sunny day turned into this.
Have you heard any reports of a crystal in the area appearing out of nowhere?
No.
Don't listen to her. You know, I happen to be a sort of a collector of old stories and such, and one of the interests that brought me here, I heard that there was perhaps a tribe of giants that live around here somewhere in the mountains. Do you know anything about that?
Yes.
No.
They say Goln the Giant King lives up on God's Reach Mountain.
Goln the Giant King.
Goln. G-O-L-N.
Goln.
Yes.
On what
Gollum.
now?
God's Reach. So there's a cliff a few days from here that apparently transcends into the heavens. They say
Intriguing.
old Goln had an army of giants, but he became so paranoid and scared that he murdered them all, and now he just sits up there all alone. Probably with those dragons you were talking about.
Just like feverishly like writing down the information on a piece of parchment.
If you've come to Arya for stories, I'm afraid we have none that will help you in any way.
How do we get to God's Reach Mountain?
I imagine by walking if we really wanted to go there.
It is no simple task to climb the mountain. Sure, you could climb it for a few days, but it turns into a narrow peak. Unless you can fly somehow, I doubt you'll get there.
What may be impossible for you is not for me.
Yes, the one with the magical boat can also fly.
Yeah, I really don't know these people. I just hitched a ride on their boat. So, are we free to just go about and do whatever as long as we don't break any of the common laws, or what's going on here?
I will send one of my men ahead to the castle and take you a message to the steward, and the steward will take it to the king.
I see.
If there's any truth to your stories, we will find out soon enough.
Which means we can go?
Which means you are free to stay here in this building as long as you wish.
Oh.
Can we at least get food and drink?
If your story checks out, you'll be taken to a shelter later, and there'll be food there.
What are we supposed to do now? How long will it take to hear back about whether our story is true or not?
You cannot say.
Well, I go off to another table and whip out my instrument and start playing
Okay.
whatever it is.
Make a performance check.
28.
It's very good. You're starting to get the hang of it, you feel.
Nice.
Any more questions?
Nope. I wait for
How did you get your job?
to determine, or I wait for the outcome of their fate, as I've clearly distinguished that I'm not with them.
Make a deception check.
Deception?
Mm-hmm.
17?
17. Well, you're highly armed for just a random passerby, but if you're not with them, you'll be judged separately.
Just a traveler that likes to collect stories and then attempt to write and compose epic ballads about them. As some history is lost because it's not written down, but is known by people through word of mouth.
Okay. So, unless you guys protest, a couple hours will pass.
I protest like every 15 minutes about food and water.
After the second time, they slap you upside the head with their club.
Oh!
You've lost talking privileges.
How many days were we out on the water? 9 or
10.
10? 10?
Yes.
Alright. I share my food. Are you out of... You're out of food too.
Yes, I ran out on the 9th day, so the day we
I
found
share-
land.
I have 4 days worth of food, so I share it with my comrades.
What kind of food?
Oh, so generous.
No, just food.
Dry rations, probably.
Probably.
I only accept various nuts and dried fruit.
Alright. Fair start.
Why?
Varys dies.
Apparently I died.
I'm just kidding.
Look, I'm not me when I'm hungry. I need a Snickers bar.
You can make it taste like whatever you want.
Yeah, but it's not the same as having the real thing.
A few hours pass, though, and one of the soldiers comes in and he has to fight with the door again, just kind of like get it closed finally, and he's like, ugh, I hate going out there, and he's drenched, obviously. He comes over and he pulls out this really wet piece of parchment and gives it to the guy who's been talking to you, and he goes, oh. Apparently the king would like to speak with you all.
Would you say we've been waiting long enough for it to be considered a short rest so I can heal my injuries of being struck in the face with lightning again?
Sure.
Ooh.
So you guys are led through the streets, and you see various of these other soldiers wearing the same get-up, same crude wooden weapon, and they're currently trying to corral people out of their homes, and you can hear some of this piece like, I'm not leaving my home, I've been here for years, I'm just gonna stay. It's like, you have to get to safety. We have a shelter, and the castle walls will hold much better than your house will.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of them trying to round up civilians and try and take them towards the castle. The the soldiers with you kind of push their way through as they're permitted to, and they like, hurry up and make sure you guys get through the crowd that's forming. They get to the castle gates, and the man who's been interrogating you talks to one of the guards, and he nods and leads you further in. The castle here is very Western. Think very Arthurian and King Camelot kind of way. There are lots of kind of eccentrically carved, dragons and sea creatures and things like that kind of engraved into the wall, and different statues and of that nature. Definitely a separate, a different experience than the one in Bandon. As you are led through, you see this huge open area where a throne sits, and up in the sky there's no ceiling, so it's just raining heavily down. And he goes, this is where the king would usually receive you, but as you can see, the weather does not permit it, so we'll be taking you further in. And so he takes you in, and it almost looks like there's a bunch of people imprisoned, as you see various holding cells with families in there, and they're like, talking about like when they're going to get fed next. He goes, well, we are rationing as best we can. We are gathering more food, do not worry. And they're not imprisoned by any means, but it kind of gives that feel as they're leading through. And as you guys are led further underground past these holding cell areas, you're led into this room where there's more of the soldiers there, and a really young, maybe in his just barely hitting his 20s, man is there wearing a very regal looking robe of blue and white and a cape, and he has his crown on. He's poring over the table, and there's various maps everywhere, and his features themselves kind of short, blonde hair, blue eyes, barely able to grow any facial hair. He's very wispy, kind of like blonde goatee. He looks to be maybe not even 21 yet. Like, this is how young he is. And he kind of looks up and he goes, "Oh, so Alexia rejoins us. Yes, well, I'd wondered if I'd ever see you again."
And here I am.
You see a man standing next to him that you would recognize as Regulus Dane. He's kind of pushed into his armor, and he looks kind of like a chubby knight. Kind of picture Steiner from Final Fantasy IX. He's got a sword strapped across his back, and he goes, Alexia also has guests, if you would notice. I'm getting to that. Always one for introduction. Anyway, welcome Alexia and her companions. What brings you to Aria? I'm told you arrived rather unorthodoxly.
How I usually do, my lord.
No, after what you've done for my good friend here, and he kind of pats Regulus on the back, you are welcome here anytime.
Is the guy that was like messing with me earlier in the room?
Yeah.
I look at him.
He notices that and he goes, "Please excuse Edmund. We have had many tragedies as of late. Many many...
Buildings.
I won't say buildings, but I want the other word for it. But yes, many buildings have fallen apart. Structures, that's the one. Many structures have fallen apart due to the storm, and several buildings have been blown apart by lightning. We're trying to keep the people safe as best we can, but it's crazy out there."
This, King, is why we've come. Your man here hasn't refused to acknowledge and believe the information I gave him, which I wholeheartedly acknowledge and understand that it's difficult to comprehend as true. But what I say is the truth. We're here to slay a dragon. Yep. Dragon.
Well, many of our legends are founded with such creatures, but I've never seen one. No one has. You tell me that these creatures of myth are real.
I do.
And regular son I've been down, he goes, yes, apparently one was spotted in Falgard, my liege.
And that one... That's the one we killed, right? Yeah.
No.
No? Dang. When did we kill?
That's the one that, like, almost killed you guys by burying you under rubble.
It was an elf and then turned into a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Zethlyn's long lost love.
Wait, so we didn't kill Kilvarath?
You killed one ice dragon, yes. You killed one white dragon.
Yeah. Oh. Alright. Yes. We've killed a white dragon. And as I was explaining to the soldier here, the environmental phenomena that is happening here in Arya, the storm outside, similar events and catastrophes are happening all over the world. Banyang is going through what do I call it? A heat wave. Yep. Due to the dragon that is in their country. Verindran is under ice and frozen and under who knows how much snow at this point due to a dragon in the area or some sort of magical something happening with the dragons. Anyway, there is a dragon and Dragnir is here.
His eyes narrow and he goes into Dragnir.
Yes, the dragon from the stories. Who gave his fame to a family here in Arya.
Because I've heard the story, and the House von Dragnir is a deep ally when it comes to political matters. Do you suspect they have something to do with this somehow?
That part is unclear. What I'm fairly sure about is that the dragon is potentially part of the change in atmosphere and environment that is causing so many tragedies and disasters in your country.
Edmund, bring Kai here at once.
Is that his sister?
He goes, yes sir, and he bows.
We believe slaying all the dragons would rectify the environmental disasters that this world is undergoing right now.
But if you have killed the white one, then why is Verindran still covered in ice?
Well, there was a elven woman that we saw in Vanden during the day of the festival when this all began. She may have been the white dragon that we slayed. We cannot confirm whether or not Kelvarath, the white dragon that is one of the four, was the one that we slayed. That is yet to be seen.
Even then, I have not seen dragons flying about the skies. I think someone would notice a beast of legend roaming about.
From experience, there may be some sort of crystal in the area that was activated that is causing the storms, and that crystal would be a portal to where Dragnir has been sealed away. He himself may not be here.
Is there a way to close this portal at all?
We're still learning about what exactly to do. We do know that Golem the Giant King has a blade that was forged by a man as a dragon, as one of the god-killing weapons?
Dragon slaying weapon.
As a dragon slaying weapon. We are here in search of that blade. That is the first step. To gather the weapons and then slay the dragons.
I feel like I'm a child again. My father's telling me bedtime stories.
I understand, but I am not your father. This is no bedtime story.
At this point, the door opens again. You see a blonde woman, kind of hair pulled back into a bun, wearing a blue dress, kind of gold trimming along it. She walks in, has blue eyes, and she goes, "You want to see me, Your Majesty?" And next to her, you see Maria.
Oh no.
And she kind of pushes past. She goes, "Alexia, Ithlin, Varys."
Oh, Maria. I was like, I've never met Kara before.
Have I met this person?
It's Sawyer's little daughter. You met her once.
She
I have no
remembers
idea
him?
who this person is.
That's impressive.
It's like one of those things that's like so insignificant to him. He's just
Yeah.
like, I don't.
Hello,
Yeah.
little...
That and I also don't actually remember that. So, yes.
You guys have met one time.
Hello, little one. It's been quite some time since I've seen you.
She's grown a couple inches. It's been a year since you've seen her.
Maria, it's good to see you. How are you?
Well, I've been better. Weather's dreadful outside.
But it is. If you're here, does that mean Lawless is here as well, or did he just drop you off?
Kara's eyes kind of narrow, and she goes, "I've not seen my brother in quite some time. Do you know of his whereabouts?"
No. But if you haven't seen him, how did Maria come to live with you?
Oh. Around a year ago, he came for but a moment and said it's important that this girl stay here with me, and then he left again.
I kind of like kneel down to get eye level with Maria. So, how has your magical training been going? Still blowing up the house?
Oh no. I'm actually in quite a bit of control now.
That's good.
I wish that Sawyer was here to see it.
Well, I'm sure he would be proud.
No, it's up. Your floor is yours, guys.
Just kind of like do the whole like
Okay.
mess up her hair and then stand back up.
I was thinking about something else. Did we distinguish if the Aether mark had like a birthmark or something?
No. You don't know any birthmarks that they might have. You just know that they have immense magical power.
Okay.
And usually the power manifests around 10 years of age.
Maria, how old are you now?
Oh, I'm 11 now.
Have you ever heard the phrase Aether marked?
No.
Okay.
Alright then.
Are you still studying your magic?
Yes, well, it's difficult without Ingrid, but I think I've got the control of it, yes.
Why did Ingrid not come with you?
Lawless said their service is no longer required. And after Sawyer died, there's no one left to pay her.
Are you studying under anyone else?
Just self-study now. I practice a lot.
What are you able to do now?
Really small things. It's strange, I can't quite manifest fire like I used to, but... And she kind of like casts precipitation, makes a little mark in her hand, and she goes, "I can do this."
Impressive. Do you remember anything that changed around the time that you lost your ability to conjure the fire?
Oh, it's still there. I just haven't quite figured out how to do it yet. Before it was kind of a wild, uncontrollable power, but now it's there. I just can't figure out how to pull it out. And Kara kind of steps in front of me and goes, "Are you done interrogating the child?"
Not interrogating, just hearing what she's been up to.
She goes, "It's all right. They're friends. They used to travel with Sawyer. I told you about him, remember?" Yes, I remember Sawyer. Always getting Lawless into trouble.
Wow, okay, so apparently Lawless can do no wrong. Stupid sister. Very well.
The
Do you
king
have something you wanted to say?
The king kind of...
Colorado?
I do not mean to interrupt your reunion, but, Kara. And she goes, "Yes, your majesty." Does your family know anything about the legend of Andragnir beyond its origin story? And she goes, "It's just a story as much as I know. It's just where our family came from."
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife.
She goes, "Well, Alexia and her companions have come here to put a stop to this storm, and they believe Andragnir is behind it. If you have any information or records or anything you can share with them, I want your full cooperation." And she goes, "Of course, your majesty." And he goes, "Now then, do you have any idea where to even begin searching for this portal or whatever?"
I think our first stop will be God's Reach Mountain to get the blade from Golden the Giant King.
It's impossible to climb.
Do you have a map of the area we could use as a reference?
I could. At this point, one of the other men in the room, elderly-looking gentleman, bald stop in the middle of his head, he's got a shirt and a jacket on, pants, and he comes over and he goes, if I may be so bold, your majesty," and he goes, "Of course." This here, this is my tutor. He taught me everything I know. He was an advisor to my father. And he bows, he introduces himself, says, "Oh, I am Wilhelm."
Wilhelm.
He goes, "Your Majesty, we have been waiting for an opportunity to try out our new device. I do not know how it will hold in the storm, but it may afford them the opportunity to reach the peaks." And he goes, how's the engineering been going with that?" Solid breakthroughs. Has not been tested for high capacity, but he goes, "Do you think it will suit their needs?" "That's maybe the only chance we have, your majesty."
If I may interject, what kind of device are we speaking about?
"It's better if I show you."
Alright.
And he goes, "With your leave, your majesty," and he goes, "Please."
With your
So he takes you further into the castle, and outside of a courtyard, and you guys have to bear the rain for a little bit longer as it kind of splashes down upon you, and he's just like, ugh, patting out like the bits of hair that remain. He's like, "I hate this weather." As you guys are led across this massive courtyard into another very large building. It looks kind of, from the outside, it looks kind of like I guess the best I could describe is like a barn, kind of. It just looks like a big building in general, not something that's meant for living in, but something just meant to be spacious. But it's much larger than a barn. As you guys walk in, though, you smell smoke, and you smell oil, and you smell things, and you hear kind of clicking around, and as you look in, you see there's all these different things with gears kind of turning around them and connecting to each other, and There are people, engineers working on them, kind of overalls over their head and like goggles on. They're kind of like working on a bunch of stuff. And he goes, "Arya's a marvel of technology." What do you think?
I think it looks really cool, and I have no idea what's going on.
What is it?
He goes, "What I want to show you is further in. Don't worry." And he takes you through a couple different rooms where there's blueprints all over the walls and just different sketchings and drawings of things. And he takes you into this large area, and it looks like there's a ship in here, just a huge ship.
What kind of ship is it? Just like a...
Yeah, it just looks like a ship.
Oh, like a boat?
Yeah.
Oh. A boat?
Yes. Well, not just any boats. And he yells up, he goes, "Activate it!" And someone peeks over the sides like, "Alright!" And he goes, "Everyone clear the path!" And you hear this really loud kind of just like humming. And you two, especially who are sensitive to magic, you feel this strong aura kind of radiate from the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then it starts to levitate.
Oh my.
And you see these propellers kind of just come out the sides and start spinning around.
You've made a flying vessel.
Yes, I call it a sky ship.
Yes. Of course.
I do not know if this will get you as high as you need to get, but this time I need to find out, I think.
Well, shall we?
You would believe right away. It's not even prepared to take you. I just want to show you the option. I'm sure the king would like to speak with you further.
I think...
You're a rather tenacious bunch of young people.
We also need some food and rest before continuing our journey for the day.
I think it's the best option that's been presented for everyone so far. To learn more about the
impressive.
giant king. And compose an epic ballad about him. Stories.
All right then.
He goes, "Oh, alright then, well, if you need to prepare, I will be here. Whenever you are ready, just send a missive." He goes, "I'm just
Cool.
going to stand here and look at it for a little bit longer if you don't mind."
So I guess we need to go buy supplies and stuff, and
Figure out where you're going, yeah.
yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
So yeah,
I would like to stare at the propellers and figure out how they're spinning.
other people to escort us back to where the king was.
Yeah.
I go with them.
You guys also hear like loud, just kind of like sounds in the background.
Or thunder.
That's not concerning.
Not thunder, actually. It's kind of like a loud concussive, just sound. And Ithlin disappears.
Interesting.
Away I go.
Food time.
Yeah.
Unless we have to speak to the king more.
I don't know. I mean, he said he'd have like a map. I think if we got a map from him and said Wilhelm's transportation device, sky ship.
Sky ship, yes.
Yeah. His sky ship would work fine. And that we would probably want to leave in the morning after getting some food and rest.
That's cool.
So we discussed this with Evelyn spacing out on the way back to the king.
Okay. And he goes, how was it? A marvel, isn't it?
It's very interesting, and I think it will get the job done nicely. With that being said, if you're able to provide us with a map of that mountain and the surrounding areas, we'd appreciate it. And we'd like to leave in the morning after having some food and drink and getting some rest tonight after our long voyage here.
Straight to business then.
As this is a time-sensitive, dire matter, I think that's the best for now. The sooner we can figure out what's happening, the sooner we can help your country as well as others.
Well, I'll send as many men as I can with you. Unless you feel you must do this alone. I do not know what help my men will be in the faces of legend.
I think your men would be better served here protecting the people for now. We can handle the dragon.
I mean, it would be nice to have a crew along to, steer the thing, because I have no idea how it works.
You will not just simply take the vessel, it will be manned.
Oh, good.
I doubt Wilhelm would allow something like that to be in the hands of people he does not know, or people who are not as scientifically gifted as he.
Understandably so. Could you suggest a place where we could get food and rooms for the evening?
Were the city up and running, yes, but there are shelters here. Food will be provided.
Yeah, okay. Right.
What do you need?
Food.
Okay.
Potentially like a week's worth of rations each, depending on how long this trip up and down the mountain takes.
Wilhelm has assured me that it will take no more than a few hours on his vessel.
Alright. I guess
Well,
assuming the vessel gets us there in one piece.
I suppose for the night, I've been living on just water and dried fruit and some nuts, some sort of meat, and a glass of ale would go a long way.
Of course.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything you can spare to feed 3 additional.
What do you need? As I
Yes.
said, my resources are limited, but I can provide. Food is a given, of course, but anything else you might need? Just food?
Yep.
Very capable you are.
We even have bedrolls.
Alright then, well.
I guess just
Food.
show us where we can get the food and rest our heads for the night.
Okay. Alright then. So, effortlessly, food and stuff is provided. That wasn't really the problem. Yeah, you guys are taking to areas where you can sleep and provided with food and everything. It's very, very easy to accomplish that.
Very good.
Not anything else.
Well, I mean, if it's not going
I
to take
think
that
so.
long, I don't know what we
Who
need.
brings us our food?
Yeah, like we have our own weapons
Servants.
and stuff. We're good.
Servants, but not any of those guards.
No.
What kind of meat is brought to me? I forgot to specify.
It is some kind of beef.
Ooh, not seafood. No utensils, just all hand and mouth.
No, utensils are provided and everything, and cups are provided, and...
No utensils, just
He
all
doesn't
hand
use
and
them.
mouth.
Okay, sure. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright. Okay.
I pass out in what appears to be a drunken stupor,
Okay.
Oh.
but not really. Just like passed out with like a thing of meat clutched in my hand.
Finish all of it.
Do you guys want to talk about anything, or kind of like discuss the game plan, or?
Seems pretty straightforward. Fly on the magic ship to
It's
top
a
of the
sky ship.
mountain. Find this lone giant, as he's been stupid enough to kill all of his friends for us. And do epic combat to the sound of thunder on the mountain.
Brute force victory.
Brute force victory.
Okay.
It's about as
I
much as we've
approve
planned
this
anything else in the past.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
All right. There's also plot points you guys can talk about. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about that at all.
I feel like we did a good amount of talking on the ship, even if chat didn't actually hear it.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Michael, be better at figuring out the microphone.
I mean, through no fault of anybody here did that happen. I blame Twitch, honestly.
It's not the Twitch. Whatever. Okay.
I blame the person who handles the microphone, but I wonder if that whole start of the first episode was just like silent.
I have a feeling it was.
It wasn't. It was going, and then it just turned off mysteriously.
I'll find out when I do it in post.
I don't know. Just gonna have to add captions now.
Yeah.
This is what they're gonna say.
Yeah. Okay. So sure enough, morning comes. You guys are generously provided with food and things to drink.
Very good.
Hmm.
More of the same.
No. I like eggs and pancakes.
Pancakes not been invented yet, but you
Dang it.
eggs.
You just get a chicken.
Chicken and waffles?
For some reason, I think of like a
Yeah,
fluffy.
waffle. No.
Waffles are not invented.
I think of like a fluffy circular shape for some reason, and I just like arrange my eggs to make this like stack of like egg.
When you arrive back in the workshop, people are currently using ladders to climb aboard the ship and kind of throwing bags over, and it's much busier here. It seems like everyone in the workshop has been dedicated to flying this thing, and there are people moving up and down the ship and off the ladders and everything like that. And Wilhelm sees you and he goes, "Oh, good morning! It's off to a glorious start."
Hello.
Good morning.
welcome.
He goes, "Ah, listen to it purr. Spent my whole life designing this."
Purr. And I just like put my
You hear the
ear. Begin petting the ship.
He goes, "Careful, one of those propellers will cut your hand off and more."
Alright, well, we are ready to go.
Okay.
So what exactly does the ship look like? Is it like fairly normal looking?
So it's an airship.
Well, I mean, like, what does that mean?
Kind of think of it like a ship from Final Fantasy 12.
Okay.
Like, it looks like a normal ship, but it's definitely not a normal ship.
Yeah, kind of low-key, steampunky
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Very
understand
good.
that reference. Can you make another one?
Sure. So essentially what it is, though, is the ship is a lot... it's not wider, actually. It's a lot more narrow. It's a longer ship, as opposed to a wider ship. And it's got bits of metal kind of sticking off of it and everything. Then, of course, there's the propellers on the sides. That's the best I can do,
I was
unfortunately.
waiting for you to make a Treasure Planet reference. Because they have sky ships
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah, I guess Treasure Planet's a good, like...
Yeah, that's not far off.
Yeah, Treasure Planet's also good.
You say it's your favorite.
Anyway.
Alright.
Just picturing this, but
It's better than that.
colors.
Kinda. It's a good...
During our voyage, I'd like to ask Wilhelm just for like more information on Golem the Giant King. What
Hold on,
more of his background
we're
story?
skipping over stuff. Hold on.
Oh, damn. Hurry up.
So, you guys board the ship.
Yep.
And as you do so, Wilhelm is excitedly telling you all about it, where he's like, you know, it's not just technology. It's like there's actually a deeply infused magical crystal embedded in the ship, and it provides
God.
energy around the whole area. It's what makes those spin around to make it levitate.
I'm sorry, a crystal,
Intriguing.
did you say?
Yes.
Where did you happen to find this crystal?
I had to forge it over my many long years. It's very difficult to store that much magic into one device without it just simply expending itself.
You created the crystal?
Yes.
Did you only create one?
Well, a few have been manufactured to try and hold other magical energy into it. But I assure you, this should suffice.
What other kinds of magical energy did the crystals hold?
They were empty when I first constructed the vessels.
What happened to those crystals?
Well, one is in the
I
ship,
believe they're in the ship.
providing magic to make it levitate. And he goes, this again? A few others exist in the workshop, waiting to be filled with magic. What are you getting at exactly?
We've encountered one crystal so far with magical properties.
I say they're not uncommon. Many, do you know what a catalyst is?
Yes.
Many things are used as catalysts to kind of boost magical power or store it.
It's kind of like leaning into him, just like, I wouldn't waste your time if I were you. Women, you know. They can't comprehend these sorts of things.
He goes, yes, I understand. He goes, in short, the magic makes the ship fly.
You didn't hear me.
It is much like, and he goes, oh, well, this, and he kind of moves his hands around for a second and casts a spell. He begins levitating. He says, it's much like this, but on a much larger scale.
Just curious if you've noticed any crystals disappearing from your workshop.
No?
Okay.
Anyways, enough about that. I want to fly.
So he very excitedly, it's like, all right, crew, we're underway. And he goes, 3, 2, 1. And then nothing happens. And he's like,
Oh.
Impressive.
and then all of a sudden the ship whoosh, levitates and you feel the whole thing rock underneath you.
Oh.
And then the tops of the building split apart. As you see people kind of up there and they're pulling down little levers and chains that pull down, and as you do, the parts of the building split apart.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys levitate up, and after a few moments, you guys are looking down at Arya.
And we're immediately soaking wet.
Yes.
I'm just like T-posing, basically. And just like a bird. Start flapping my wings.
Are you guys wearing your armor and weapons?
No.
Not if it's still storming out.
Okay. Well, the ship is also covered in metal.
Mm.
And
Oh, wonderful.
lightning comes crashing down. You guys can brace for impact, and you see a luminescent shield just kind of like spread around the ship. And he goes, don't worry, I've thought of that.
Oh. That's good.
Brilliant.
Seems legit.
Yes.
Alright. Then I start putting my armor and weapons back on.
Well then. I may not be the smartest fellow, but I suggest we make great haste, as we don't know how many more of those that this barrier is going to withstand, and I really don't want to be aboard when you find out the limit.
Makes
He
sense.
goes, nonsense. I've put my whole life into this. It will not be struck down by weather.
This is no ordinary weather. This is magical.
I suppose you could look at it like that. Anyways, make haste for the, what was it, God Peak?
God's Reach.
God's Reach? God's Reach.
Mountain.
God's Reach Mountain.
Alright. True to his word, it only takes a couple hours. As you begin flying over Aria and clearing it, you see a couple people who refuse to go to the shelter. They're kind of looking up and they're like, whoa! And you kind of hear everyone's amazement. Before long, you're flying over Aria's countryside, and it's very green. It's kind of New Zealandish. Think about that. Like very green and rocky structures. It's kind of a breathtaking sight as you guys fly over this land, and Wilhelm kind of walks up to one of you and he's, there's our destination there, and he points ahead, and even this vast distance away, you can see this huge peak ascending up into the clouds. And it looks much larger than Banyang's mountain.
Well, this would definitely have been annoying for me to have traversed using my magic. This is certainly much faster.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but this has kind of been my life's work. So,
He's only said that like 4 times now.
He's very proud.
This guy.
I am proud. I'm making a vessel fly.
It is a marvel, truly.
By combining magic and technology, I have achieved something that no one else has.
Perhaps one day this will be a common means of travel, and it will be all thanks to you.
I can only hope, my boy. I can only hope.
Certainly have made your mark on the world.
Now, as I understand it, you requested more information about the legend of Golem. I admit it's been a fascination for quite some time. Many means to traverse the mountain has already been used magically, and the problem is duration. Most magic cannot last that long to walk all the way up the mountain or fly up the mountain there. So, this is why I began my research. As for what is up there, no one knows. The legends say that Golem once had a vast army, but in his folly he destroyed it and his empire in the process. Now the legend says the Mad King just sits atop his pile of ruin.
What type of giant was Golem?
I believe a storm giant.
A storm giant? That sounds dangerous. I've only heard of, not really seen of the just larger, stupid-looking ones. What do these storm giants look like?
Well, they're much smarter than their everyday kin, that's for sure. Where hill giants and stone giants have a barbaric culture. Storm giants, frost giants, fire giants, they have a civilization, an empire, and a sophistication about them, although they're all brutes if you ask me.
Interesting. Well then. Whip out the instrument and start playing again.
Any idea what kind of abilities a storm giant may have?
I've never seen one, but all my research says that they may have the power to control storms and lightning, hurl it.
So when we look up at the mountain, about how far up are we? Can we tell?
Well, it's still in the distance. This is still traveling to it.
Okay, we're traveling to it.
Yes. But you're a few thousand feet in the air, for sure.
Yeah. So people have never been able to get to the top of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those urban legends. I just off the top, there's a crazy giant, but no one's able to make it to the top, so no one knows. But no one's ever seen one either, so they're assuming.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I do shudder at the thought of such a creature existing, but I'm quite sure you'll find nothing but the peak of the mountain up there. But it will be a marvel to see it.
Yes. But many strange things exist in this world. We shall see.
And at this point, a halfling comes over, wearing kind of an engineer garb still, but he's got a jacket on and he's got a captain's hat on, and he comes over and he goes, "Wilhelm, are you ready to ascend above the clouds?" He goes, "I believe so, yes." He goes, "Alright, men, take her up!"
Is he really the captain?
Yes.
The halfling?
Yeah.
But he's not a gnome, right?
No, he's a halfling.
It's a little bit better.
Wearing one of those like poofy pirate caps or whatever. It's like the hat is like literally longer than his body.
So as it begins ascending up above the clouds, the ship itself kind of takes an arc, and you kind of like steady yourself as it goes up, and he goes, "Don't worry, we're not going to capsize or anything like that." And you hear, and especially you two again being sensitive to magic, you feel that kind of magical energy just kind of pulsate around you. And you guys start going up, and at first it's just light all around you, mixed in with like the sound of lightning all around you. And it's unsettling in a separate way, whereas before you could just see kind of pitch darkness and rain splattering everywhere and lightning. Now you see pure like white, grayish clouds, but you can't see anything beyond that, but you hear everything outside, but see nothing inside these clouds.
This is annoying. You didn't put a giant fan on the ship to blow away the clouds?
He goes, "I'm sorry, I was busy making it fly. What can you do?"
Ding, 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 ding. I can make nice sounds.
Yes,
That's what I-
marvelous. After a few moments, you break the cloud barrier and you fly up, and before you just see a sea of cloud all beneath you, and you can't see the continent down below you anymore. And you kind of look around and you see ahead of you, looks like there is a top to Godrich Mountain after all. And kind of expand into this larger kind of cliff structure. And he goes, "My word, I never thought I'd see it."
As I start lighting up my pipe.
Isn't it still stormy?
Get out of here.
Oh no, I guess if we're above the
Oh no,
clouds.
it's still stormy.
Is it? Oh.
But
As a
it's
matter
got
of-
like that shield thing over
As a
it.
matter of fact, as you look around,
Oh, does that prevent the rain?
yes.
Oh.
So as a matter of fact, as you look around, you see this giant tornado-like funnel off in the vast distance, not near Godrich, but back where you guys came from. And you can see lightning just kind of coursing all around through it.
Now that is interesting.
And Wilhelm kind of looks and he goes, "My word, that's not normal."
No, I would think not.
Do you think that's the source of this storm?
Could be.
It is possible.
But it would be a shame to not go and visit the mountain while we're here.
Oh, yes, of course. Should be a few minutes now. So the ship kind of it evens out again and stops being a kind of slanted. And it kind of evens out again, so it's stops rocking momentarily, and it kind of becomes another even thing. Except for the fact that you can feel the magic emanating everywhere. It's a very smooth trip. It's you can hardly feel it moving beneath you. Whereas when you're on a ship, you can feel the ship moving. This is just like
Yeah.
just standing there.
Yeah, it's different.
But as you guys are looking at this giant windstorm of a funnel, crashes across the ship and actually rocks kind of violently, and he's like, "What's going on?" And you turn around and you see more lightning from the mountain being hurled just crashing the ship and hitting the shield and kind of splintering across it.
Oh my.
And he goes, steady now. It should hold. And as more lightning barrages on the ship, you see the ethereal kind of shield begin to like crack a little bit.
Doesn't your captain know how to take some evasive maneuvers?
And at that point, the captain says, evasive maneuvers!
That sounds like a good idea.
Wilhelm begins casting a spell and he tries to fortify the barrier. He holds up his hands and he starts muttering under his breath. More lightning barrages across the shield though, and just and he goes, I can't hold it! And one last lightning bolt hits it, and as the barrier breaks, and you guys are bombarded with water again, and lightning kind of crashing all around you guys, and the metal on the ship conducting it. Luckily, matters seem to be taking into account that when lightning is kind of hit, or the ship's hit by lightning, it kind of scatters around, and so to minimize damage. However, a black cloud of smoke kind of appears around you guys, and you see that something is definitely damaged. And you hear the captain yell, "We're gonna keep her steady, but I don't think we're gonna land." And as you guys sail through the sky, you head right towards the mountain. And he goes, brace for impact, as you crash onto the mountainside.
I brace for impact. I use Ithlin as a shield.
You guys are kind of thrown about the deck of the sky ship, and when you come to and you open your eyes, you look around, you guys are no longer in the air, levitating anyways. You've crashed into a large portion of the cliff. And you look around, and there's black smoke coming out the back of the ship still. Wilhelm is laying face down on the deck as well, not moving. Many members of the crew were also laying all around the ship, not moving. And slowly they start to kind of like crawl back to their feet and be like, oh, are we alive?
It would appear for the moment we are. But it looks like it's time for the three of us to do our job then.
Yes.
All the rest of you stay here and try to get the ship repaired and running again while we go and deal with whatever the hell that was chucking lightning bolts at us.
Wilhelm slowly starts to come to, and he goes, oh, my head. I'm too old for this. He goes, Is my baby alright? And he runs to the side of the ship and starts looking around. He starts rubbing it, and he's like, oh, we're gonna fix you up, don't worry.
Alright. So we landed like in the side of the mountain? Like how far away from the top are we now?
You're not sure?
Are we able to like see, like look up and see, or is it just like...
You look up and see, and it's just mountain.
Damn it. Alright.
But there does appear to be a clear path forward, luckily. But as you guys kind of look out onto the horizon and like look up the mountain and kind of see like what trek you're in for, you hear lightning kind of crackle and explode around you guys. But unsettling, it seems to carry a loud moan and growl that just kind of echoes around you guys. That's where the night's session, guys.
Boo.
I know. I'd like to go longer, but we cannot. Okay, so if you, I think the stream was muted. I'm not sure. But I'll just say it real quick. We're going a little bit hiatus after this. Currently moving locations, so when all that gets set up, we should be back. Hopefully not more than a month. Hopefully sooner if possible, but we will see. I just want to thank everyone who's like been with us this 2-year journey. We will be back. This is not the end. And it may come to a point where we come back with a new project. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how time goes on. But the goal is to get back up and running as quick as possible. So we will be back at some point. But until then, thank you, and try and get projects going here and there as well. Whether it's me just logging on, playing a game randomly or something like that. Do minor stuff like that. But until then, we love you guys. We'll see you next time, and stay nerdy.
All right.